What's up, this squad? Back with another video. I seen that's how I was going down. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button for me, please. Y'all see it right here. You got a post from Ilhan Omar, of course, like always. Nothing really surprising when it comes down to this woman. Nothing surprising at all. She's full of lies. She loves to play victim. Loves to scream and yell for no reason. Her main agenda is to bash Trump and not, get anything done. I don't even know what truly is the reason of her even being so much of, in Congress. But hey, have right here. She says, and I'm gonna read President Trump post first. It says Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the effing street. You crazy. Yeah. Or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah. President Donald J. Trump. Ilhan Omar says this is not okay. Invoke the 25th Amendment. Impeach. Remove. This unhinged lunatic must be removed from office. Is what Ilhan Omar is saying, y'all. As y'all see, Ilhan Omar is pretty pissed about it. But hey, my thing is, I'd be so confused on why they get so mad at President Trump of what he has going on and what he's doing, and him actually doing things that truly does matter. You have so many people that say, oh, what he's doing doesn't matter and this, that, and the other. What he does, it truly matters on what he's doing and what he has going on. And it's definitely important. I'm not going to lie. And as y'all know, not only the people that support, President Trump, everyone is trusting what President Trump has to offer and what he's doing. I read this post in my last video. Basically saying more about Iran, saying that there's been 47 years of extortion, corruption, and death. We'll finally end. Says God bless the great people of Iran. And basically, saying that. But you have, again, Ilhan Omar that says, secondly, evil. Donald Trump must be impeached. Won't it be enough for my Republican colleagues to grow spines and remove him from office? Is what she's asking for, y'all. My thing is, when it comes down to what Ilhan Omar is talking about, is truly insane of her. I'm not gonna lie. Because again, I just be trying to figure out what makes her think that everybody is in agreement with her and what she has going on. And now she's calling for her Republican colleagues to help remove him out of office. Not only do you have Ilhan Omar talking crazy, you also have the good old Tim Walz saying that the president has lost his mind. He is literally the last person, and I'm being so for real with y'all. He is the last person. The last. And I mean it. The last person to say somebody lost their minds. This is the same person that wanted to put y'all know what in the boys' restrooms. But President Trump has lost his mind for the things that he's doing and the things that he's completing. I find it completely insane. I'm not going to lie. Not only that, says here Ilhan Omar of Minnesota has reportedly displayed an Iranian flag in place where the American flag used to fly in their private congressional office since the war in Iran began. And this is according to an anonymous congressional staffer. And y'all just truly, and one thing about it, you see the flags, obviously. I showed a video, what was it, yesterday or before that day, of a woman obviously carrying, and it's more so of and I explained this in my other video, my last video too. Ilhan Omar and what she has going on seems to support the individuals that obviously are being horrible to the people. Y'all know what I mean. Terrorists. The people that obviously truly don't care, about anything and anybody. Obviously, the same people that are chanting, y'all know what, to America. I have to watch what I gotta say on here, y'all. You know what I mean? It goes as saying. So she then took out the American flag. That's the thing. It replaced. How would you I'm just trying. This is the exact reason. This is one of the exact reasons why you truly. I have to watch what I say, y'all. Having an individual like her in Congress. It ain't got nothing to do with race. It ain't got nothing to do with none of that. It's the simple fact that of what she's trying to do and what she's saying is just not okay. It seems so much of her being in support of those individuals that are causing a lot of this. I'm telling y'all. It says 53 House Democrats have exposed as traitors to America. And y'all, again, you have Ilhan Omar named in that. And it's not surprising. I'm telling y'all, it's definitely not surprising. Not only do you have Ilhan Omar that is constantly, spreading lies, talking crazy and bashing President Trump, she's under federal investigation herself. Not only herself, but her husband, too. Check it out right here.
Fox News alert, Ilhan Omar under investigation after racking up millions while she was in Congress. Senior national correspondent Kevin Cork has it. What's up, Kevin?
Good to see you, my friend. What's the old saying? Follow the money? Well, that's precisely what the House Oversight Committee is doing. They are probing squad member Ilhan Omar's skyrocketing family wealth, Jesse, especially in the wake of that $9 billion, some would argue $19 billion, Somali social services fraud scandal that exploded in her district in Minnesota. The Oversight Chair, James Comer, says his team's lawyers are exploring the extraordinary step of subpoenaing Omar's spouse over his curious business practices. Republicans want to know how the Somali-born Omar and her politically connected husband Tim Minette went from being nearly broke to being worth around $30 million in just a year, according to her 2024 disclosure forms. Quoting Comer now, there are a lot of questions as to how her husband accumulated so much wealth over the past 2 years. It's not possible. It's not. And he's a money guy. Minette and his partner, Will Haler, back in 2022, formed an investment firm, Jesse, named Rose Lake Capital. They had $42 in their bank account at the time, but in a year, up to $25 million, according to Omar's filing. By the way, he also has a wine business that went from next to nothing to millions on its books. Not surprisingly, associates were so perplexed about the irregularities, they brought information and attention to the feds to, look into it. Now, for her part, the Congresswoman has repeatedly, and I say defiantly, denied any wrongdoing while being also careful to criticize the ongoing probe. But, sometimes they say, Jesse, the ones who yell the loudest have the most to hide.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
definitely. The ones that yell, and you constantly see that. Y'all want to know what's crazy that I got to thinking about? I ain't gonna lie. Y'all remember when I was doing a whole bunch of videos? I was doing a whole bunch of videos on Jasmine Crockett. It was so many videos that I was doing with Jasmine Crockett and about Jasmine Crockett. I'm not going to lie. And what frustrates me about it, or I ain't even going to say what frustrates me about it. What's funny to me is the simple fact you really don't hear much about Jasmine Crockett anymore. Y'all remember when it's a lot of, the investigations and what Jasmine Crockett going on. It's been a lot of things going on. Don't get me wrong. It's been a lot of things going on. And I don't want that to be swept up on the rug too, because Jasmine Crockett is definitely within a lot. Jasmine Crockett has been quiet. I haven't really seen too much about Jasmine Crockett because y'all know and see the things that has been truly, I'm telling y'all, going on. And one thing about it is that, again, I already know. I'm I don't mean to make this sound in a bad way, but when it comes down to it, they don't catch on to her too. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all see it right here. This President Trump signed an executive order appointing Vice President J.D. Vance as fraud czar to investigate fraud in federal social welfare funds like SNAP and Medicaid, focused on states like California, Minnesota, and New York. Check it out right here.
U.S. President Donald Trump on Monday launched a national task force aimed to look into fraud allegations involving funds for social welfare programs. Vice President J.D. Vance was tapped to lead the task force. In his remarks on Monday, Trump specifically singled out California. He also said, without providing evidence, that fraud allegations were higher in Democratic-led states than in Republican-led states.
California, as they say, is 10 times worse, and other states are 10. And this is not a Republican-Democrat thing. This is wherever it's taking place. It seems that it's usually in blue states. If it's in a red state, we're going there too. But it seems that it's heavily, heavily, heavily Democrat.
Trump has repeatedly invoked a scandal that dates back to 2020 in Minnesota, in which 47 people were accused of defrauding $250 million from a state-run, federally funded child nutrition program. The controversy prompted Trump to send in 2,000 federal immigration officers this year to crack down on migrants. He shifted to a less aggressive approach after federal officers fatally shot 2 protesters. Last month, Vance criticized Minnesota Governor Tim Walz over his efforts to combat fraud and froze more than $250 million of Medicaid funding for the state. Walz has slammed the Trump administration for what he called, quote, a campaign of retribution.
One thing that I have to say about this is that I truly, truly, truly love the simple fact that they have this ongoing. And it's the reason why I say that. We look right here. This is acting Attorney General Todd Blanche announcing over 8,000 fraud investigations that is underway. And guess what? Even more are coming. Check it out.
Every day, Department of Justice investigators and prosecutors work to punish those who commit fraud. For example, just this week, and it's only Tuesday, a criminal defendant was sentenced and the department obtained 2 additional guilty pleas in matters totaling over $500 million in healthcare and COVID fraud. If you think about that, just since yesterday, we had a guilty plea in a $160 million healthcare enrollment fraud scheme and a sentencing in a $100 million COVID-19 fraud and a guilty plea in a $160 million healthcare fraud scheme as well. Each of these cases represents countless hours of dedication from the prosecutors and the federal agents and local law enforcement who work them. The Department of Justice is holding criminals accountable for stealing over $500 million from taxpayers. And across our U.S. attorney's offices all over this country, we currently have over 8,000 fraud matters underway. Unfortunately, as you've heard a lot about recently, because it's true, these cases represent a fraction of the fraud ripping off our country every day. Thanks to the leadership of President Trump, this department, working closely with the task force to eliminate fraud, is supercharging efforts to take down every fraudster and bring them to justice.
Let me tell y'all something that I love about this. And y'all probably going to disagree with me. Y'all probably going to say this, say that. This just go to show you right here that it's very much so very important to do what you got to do when it comes down to who you have and where you placing people on your administration. Because a lot of people are asking, what was Pam Bondi doing? I mean, honestly. Now y'all are seeing that things, this is acting Attorney General. Mind you, Pam Bondi just so happened to, and I would post say fired, and President Trump obviously said, put her more, in a private area, on administration. But you honestly see things are coming together and things that's actually getting done. This is honestly not only what I voted for, but what y'all voted for as well. I ain't gonna lie. One thing about this whole thing, though, that I absolutely hate when it comes down to a lot of this fraud that's happening is that you have a lot of individuals that aren't necessarily getting the correct time in prison or deported. Says Minnesota Senator Michael Holmes says our justice system is completely compromised. And he's going to explain why.
This is the Hennepin County Government Center. This is where the district court judge allowed a fraudster for $7.2 million in fraud to go completely scot-free.
$7.2 million scot-free. I know for a fact if I done that, y'all no more videos. You did it. Oh, it's over with. They throwing away the key.
You just didn't like the ruling that the jurors came back with.
Is our judicial system compromised right now? What's happening?
Yeah, absolutely. Our justices are allowed to just decide these things on a whim. They have no accountability to the people, and the people of Minnesota are getting defrauded and have no recourse.
78 people have been charged at this point. 77 of them are small. There's one white woman at the top, defendant one.
But they want to bring, the thing is they love to bring up the race. They love to play that race card. Don't do that. It's 77. It's actually more than 77, but it's 77. And they say, oh, well, you bringing up this, it's you just being racist and you doing. No, you're not. No, it's not that at all. It's the simple fact. The simple fact, y'all. Not even sitting, I ain't gonna lie. It's the simple fact that they're doing it. The facts are there.
Lady by the name of Amy Bach, kind of the mastermind behind the scheme. Recently, we just saw the 78th one. Actually, Senator Omar Fattah ended up coming out publicly and advocating for the Somali community, saying, you're all a bunch of racists. Our state government is racist. They end up blocking it, and they win their court case. And actually, Omar Fattah praises Feeding Our Future for all the good work they're doing and working with Amy Bach and all their team to actually win this court case and prevent the stop payments from occurring. It continues on, and $300 million down the line later.
This is the Hennepin County Government Center.
Y'all can't tell me that this ain't wrong. Y'all can't tell me that this ain't wrong or what these judges are doing. I'm telling y'all, not only what the judge they and this what honestly makes me so mad too, and I have to throw this clip in here. They're teaching children this, y'all. They're teaching children this. Look at this.
Support everyone, and because like people deserve to be here, because we shouldn't be illegal when this is literally like stolen land.
Why do they keep on saying stolen land? Like what? Like then they teaching kids. I feel like it's so many things that you can teach kids. I feel like it's so many things that you can teach kids. There's so many things that's out here. So many things. And they teaching kids all the wrong things. And y'all know who that leads to? Democrats. It's the Democrats. I'm telling y'all. One thing about it, people are saying that, this woman right here should have been deported years ago. And a lot of people do agree. I'm not gonna lie. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Definitely let me know what y'all think. Catch y'all next one.